Good evening, family, and welcome back. Praise the Lord to everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight. I know that this is not the face that you would normally see on tonight, but our pastor is sitting right up front here. We'll get to her in a moment, and we have Bishop off to the side. I'll be your host on tonight. Thank you so much for joining us again on tonight. And we ask on tonight that you share, we ask that you like, and definitely want this to be an interactive discussion on tonight as it was before. Tonight we are on part 2. So start sharing on tonight, start liking on tonight, and let's have a good discussion. I believe that we can learn from each other on tonight. If you don't mind, what we're going to do, if you would just bow your heads with me, we're going to go into a moment of prayer. Father, we thank you, Lord, on tonight. We thank you that we can be in this setting, on this platform, that we can come, Lord, and that we can discuss, dear God, things, dear God, of you, Lord. That is also, God, a part of our worship, is a part of our praise, honoring you, dear Lord, in our discussion, in our daily lives. Father, we ask, Lord, that this word, that this discussion will reach abroad, it will reach others, and we ask, God, that there will be some insight on tonight. We give your name praise, the honor, and the glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen and amen. So once again, thank you so much for being here on tonight. This is part 2 of our discussion. As you can see, we have our first panel back with us. And so we have also, we have some guests on tonight. Before we get started, we just want our guests to just introduce themselves to us. So to my left over here. Come on.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Iman. This is my mother.
And hey, Iman, how old are you?
I am 18 years old.
All right, 18, the big 18. All right, and then to my left up top here, tell them your name.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Kamari.
And Kamari, how old are you?
11.
All right, great. And to my right, my upper right, tell them your name.
My name is Alecia Gill, and I'm 13 years old.
All right, so you've heard it on tonight. These young folks over here, they are our guests on tonight. And just to do a recap from the last time that we met, we left off with discussing at what age should parents stop monitoring their child's social media is where we left off. And so we're just going to jump right in it on tonight. So by all means, get ready to chat about it with us. And so, Iman, that first question is going to be to you on tonight. I'm sure that you saw our last Bible study, and this is part 2. And of course, the title of it was, Who's Raising Who? Is social media raising our children, or are the parents raising the children of today? And so when we left off last week, we left off discussing at what age should parental censorship and monitoring be limited? And so I'll ask you on that tonight. What are your thoughts on that? At what age should your parents stop monitoring your social media?
Well, I believe everything should have a cutoff date.
Okay.
So, in my opinion, I believe the age should be, I would say, I'm not going to say a certain age, but I feel like it's the level of maturity. Because you do have some kids who are younger, but they're mature. Like, they don't carry themselves any kind of way. They don't allow people to view them as what they're not. So I believe it's a maturity level. You should know your child, and you should know how your child is and whether they're capable of taking on that responsibility of having a social media account and knowing not to do any foolishness on it. So I don't
Okay.
necessarily think that it's an age. I just feel like it's
So
a
you
maturity
feel that
level.
it all depends on how mature you
How
are.
mature you are. Yes.
Well, some parents feel that their child at times, I shouldn't say at times, that they have reached a maturity level, but how do you really know that your child is doing what they're supposed to be doing on social media?
Well, that's when monitoring plays a part in it. You won't really know exactly all what your child is doing on social media unless you actually monitor them, but not monitoring them in a way where it's, I guess, babying them or not giving them any leadway, but just monitoring them to make sure they're doing everything I guess they're supposed to be doing, not anything too crazy. But in monitoring, I feel that you should monitor to a certain age, but I also said the maturity depends on it. So I don't.
A little difficult?
Got me there. I just think it's based on the maturity level, honestly. Yes, as you grow, you learn, and you learn from your mistakes, and you learn, okay, maybe I shouldn't be posting this on my social media, or maybe this looks too explicit for me to post. Because there's also other people watching you. You never really know who's watching you.
Right.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Shirley, what's your take on this? Just hearing Iman's response, what's your take?
I mean, I feel the same. I mean, you have to have a level of maturity in order to, maintain that social media and knowing what you're going to post, because it can go either way. You have your friends that you want to impress, and then you have your parents and, family members that you want to make sure that you are doing the appropriate things on social media to, to post. So I think she's right.
Okay. So Iman, you may catch some comments on this. So just to be clear, you said it depends on your maturity. So if you are immature, you're saying that's parents have all right. They should be monitoring.
And you should be able to accept that because you know what you're doing. You know, okay, I know I'm not the best of child, or I know sometimes I may be hard-headed, and it may make my mom feel like, okay, she can't trust me, or I can't follow simple directions, so let me just make sure I'm on top of my child and just, I'm sorry, they just keep going at you. And you may feel like, oh, you don't give me any leadway, you're being overprotective, but if you don't want that, then you should be able to carry yourself how you're supposed to. Carry yourself as a young lady. Carry yourself as a young man.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. My panel from last week, do you have anything?
I think until they're 18, they should be monitored. I mean, you see all these high school age-like students, creating bombs and putting it on social media.
Yes.
These massive violence threats. I think there's a reason why there's a parental consent at the age of 13 and above. And I just think it's in how much you censor or monitor. Now, with that level of maturity, I would say, don't be excessively stalking their page.
Okay.
But every now and then you do a check-in. I don't care if you're 16, 17 and mature and on your way to college, I still feel like you need a check-in.
I like that. I like that,
then.
Sister Shria. Every now and then you need to do a check up. Check in, she said. Thank you. Co-pastor, what about you? Do you have anything?
No, I agree. Definitely monitor and
Mhm.
definitely, because I think that would also help that child or help that, individual to, it will guide them. It will,
Okay.
it's a guide for them. It will teach them. So yeah, definitely. They don't have to, like you said, all the time, constantly, let me see what you're doing. No, but just to let you know that I am looking,
I'm
and
watching.
that would keep that person in check, keep
All
them in
right.
line. Yeah. All right.
This is good. This is good. So, staying on the lines of parental guidance, parental, censorship. This question is for Kamari. So, Kamari, you are age 11, right? So you are not old enough yet to have a Facebook or an Instagram, but it is my understanding that you do have Snapchat and you have TikTok. So tell me, what are your thoughts? Think it's cool for your mom, to have parental restrictions, screen sharing time over your Snapchat or your TikTok?
Well, I actually agree with Iman a lot.
Okay.
It depends on maturity, and you can check in once in a while, but not all the time.
Say that again. You can check in once in a while, but
But not all the time.
not all the time. All right. You hear that, Mom? Hopefully you're listening on tonight. Just once in a while, okay? All right. And so to my right, I do have a question for you, Adajay. Now you're 13 years old.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so you are at the age where you can have Facebook and you can have Instagram, but you don't have these items. You don't have neither of this social media here. Do you feel like you're missing out? Do you feel, you wish that you had, or, you're not really missing out on anything? You're cool. Tell me, share your thoughts.
Well, I don't know what's Instagram. I don't know what's Facebook,
Okay.
but I I just need to just control myself and be mature enough to just get Instagram and Facebook. And my mom don't trust me. So my mom have to watch me go on the apps and make sure I don't call the wrong people.
Oh,
Okay.
Did she tell you to say those things?
right. Did she tell you to say that, Adajay? Come on.
She's not watching.
She probably is.
Tell the truth.
She may be watching though. Did she tell you to say that?
No.
No.
I did. She tell me that.
All right. So basically, Adajay is like, listen, I'm not missing out on anything right now. Sounds like he's trying to get there.
Yeah, I think there's a desire somewhere.
Yeah,
somewhere.
it seems like there is a desire. He's trying to get there. He's trying to say, Mom, you can trust me. You can trust me. Is that what you get?
No, that's it.
All right, very good, very good. Those on social media tonight, what do you say? What do you have to say on tonight? All right. So we're going to move on to our second set of questions. And again, Iman, I'll start with you first. So many of us, we benefit from using social media. We get to connect with people we wouldn't otherwise. We expose ourselves to more of our world than we've experienced until now. However, the dark side of social media is that likes, comments, shares, retweets, favorites, followers, friends, and subscribers become a way to measure our value rather than our profile's performance. So on tonight, I want to know,
what are your thoughts when it comes down to teens that struggle with validation through social media? What's out there? Share with us? What have you seen?
Well, in today's time, I guess you can say we do surround ourselves around people who we feel like their opinions matter, or we feel like strangers' opinions matter, and we need validation from them in order to feel good about ourselves. So with social media, that does play a big part because you are posting and you are getting likes, you're getting followers, you're getting shares, you're getting all of that. So yes, people can take that as them or people encouraging them, or you can take it in a way as, okay, people are seeing me, or I know there's people out there who know me or think they know of me, I guess you can say. So with getting validation from others, I personally feel like you have to know yourself and know your self-worth. So if you're posting, like for me, I don't post for others. I post for myself. I'm posting me just to post me, or I'm posting me as, oh, I'm loving myself, or I'm just showing what's going on in my life, I guess, from a post. But other people may post just to say, oh, she have on these Tory Burch heels, or she has on this MCM bag, just for the hype, I guess you can say. So, and back to the question. Basically, I just feel like you have to know yourself. You have to know your true self and your reasons as to why you're doing what you're doing.
Do you ever encounter friends who are
Yes.
seeking for that validation?
Some, yes. And although they may not say it, you can just tell from what they post or how they post it. Say this person may post this day, or they may post today, then a few hours tomorrow you see them reposting and then saying repost, just so they can get more likes or whatever you want to call it. But yes, I do find some of my friends being like that, and they don't necessarily have to say it verbally, but you can just tell through their actions.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that too. How do you know what you're posting is not for validation? You know, I mean, so the likes that you receive, the response that you receive, how that make you feel though? I mean, how are you so sure, Iman, that it's not for validation? You understand my
Well,
question?
I do understand your question,
Okay.
but as I said, I feel like, yes, I get your question, but
Because they are responding back to the
that's
posts,
true.
right? So
And I don't want to say it's because you have to know yourself, because you're just going to say, how do you know that you know yourself, that you're just posting this and not just posting it for validation? But I know my reasons as to why I post. Sometimes even the things that you may post, you could just post a picture and it's a picture of you at the beach, or you can just post a picture of you at a party with a drink in your hand. That you can tell that you're just posting for validation or just to be seen. But it versus me just posting at a beach, oh, you just see her, oh, she's just having a nice day. So it depends on the person.
oh, okay.
I guess I could say it depends on the person. To me,
So let me go here. Let me ask this
personal
because
situation.
okay, so because when you look at self-image, right? Self-image is how we think others see us, and self-esteem is how we feel about ourselves, right? Do you think that those who they may not necessarily come out and say that they're seeking, validation, but do you? I mean, to me, it's pretty clear. But just getting your thoughts on it. Do you think that these folks are struggling with a self-esteem issue?
And that can also be something too, because social media is just not a place or just a bad area or just a bad app. It's also a place where people feel like they can be themselves or express themselves through a post or express themselves through a picture. So I'm not going to say the person may have self-esteem issues or it falls under validation, but the person can just be posting, and somebody who comments and says, oh, you look nice today, or just likes the comment, can make them feel good inside. So it depends on how you want to take the situation or the post, I guess you could say.
What are your thoughts?
I think we're all created with all these emotions that God has given us, right?
Mhm,
You know,
mhm.
I know we're not supposed to have the spirit of fear, but fear is a real emotion. I think sometimes fear is good in some instances, um, especially if you're angry. Sometimes that fear coming in will halt you from doing certain things. So I think the same with validation, affirmation, and approval. I do think it's good to want to be validated or to feel approved. I mean, in the New Testament, Matthew's, Mark, it picks it up. It says, when the heavens opened up or the clouds opened up, a voice from heaven cried out and said, "This is my beloved son, Jesus, in whom I am well pleased." I mean, he was even validated, right?
Okay.
So I think what the issue is when we are overly seeking the validation or overly seeking approval. I know, for instance, myself, if I were to cook a meal and Tim goes and gets a second plate,
You did a good
I
job.
did a good job.
Right.
Right. I
Right.
feel validated that I did a good job. Now, the one moment he doesn't go and get a second serving instead of helping, my question starts being posed. Well, what was it too spicy? Is it too
Right.
salty? Like, what's wrong? And he's like, I'm just full. Like, I'm good. Now, he could be lying to me. He could be lying, but no, he doesn't have a problem telling me the truth. So it can be, I guess, a problem when we overly feel like in everything or whatever I decide to post or to say, my words, my feelings, when we have this hungry for validation and approval, I think that's where it comes into a problem, and society does have a way of putting that pressure on us. I think approval is a learned trait. It's a learned behavior.
And you said something good. You said that society has a way of putting this pressure on us.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say to the Christian teen, to how society puts that pressure on us?
Yeah. It's, again, I think it's some self-searching as to why does it matter, I guess, as much how many people or who it is that affirms your feelings, emotions, your pictures. Why are you not getting it? Maybe they don't get it from where they need it the most, from the people that mean something in their life, or maybe they do get it from the people that mean something in their life, but they just have something, or they're just heavily influenced by the trend of society, their school, their peers. It's not good enough that my parents say it. I gotta hear it. I gotta see it from 50 other people. It's just, I think, a continual self-searching that you have to check yourself. I think we just got to check ourselves every now and then.
That's good.
As kids too, you just
Absolutely.
and have that core friendship or inner circle that will be real with you and check you when you can't check yourself.
Community. That's right. That's right. I like that. I like this, Sister Cherie. Anything from you?
Some people can look for that validation from that one person. So it doesn't necessarily have to be from that 25 or 50. It could be from that one person. And if that one person doesn't like or love whatever they're posting, then that can make a difference in what they do when they respond, because they're looking for that validation. And sometimes it's not always with how many. It's just looking for that one person.
That one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I also think too, that's why it's important too that the parents shouldn't keep their child in a box too.
Okay.
You should, let their child explore, spend time, know what they're exploring, and just hands-on with them and build that self-esteem, build that self-confidence within them. And
I like that.
Yeah. So I think that plays a very big role in how you raise that child. But you can't shelter them either.
Right.
Okay. I like that. what everyone has said on tonight. It's really good. So I may get in a little trouble here on tonight, but I'm just going to go ahead out. I'm just going to bring it out as we're talking on the lines of validation. I want to talk about filters. Is that all right? Come on, y'all. Because we're talking about validation. I want to speak about filters. And I see this amongst our adults a lot. And because I see it amongst our adults a lot, you just can't help to see that, the kids kind of play right into it. And so I want to know your thoughts. Do you feel that we are living in a society where the filters are about having fun, being crazy, being wacky? Or are the filters a way that I need to alter my appearance to be liked? Because, when you look on, I know I'm pick with you adults for a little bit on tonight. You normally don't see folks now with just regular pictures.
Right.
Just be real. You scroll all through there, you're not getting those regular pictures. But you're getting a lot of pictures with, them filters. Some of them make you 3 shades lighter. And when you really see the person in reality, boy, this doesn't look like the same person. Just being real on tonight, y'all. Don't get me on the chat, all right? So getting back to validation, what are your thoughts, Iman, as you see folks and they just have a lot of filters on their profile?
Let me make this very clear. I do not have a problem with filters. If you use filters, that is on your own doing. But a filter is a beauty enhancer.
That's it.
Okay.
Same
It's
way
just like
how
makeup.
you wear the
It's just
same
like
way how
makeup.
you wear makeup,
Uh-huh.
and you don't know who's around here wearing makeup. They could have a little powder, they could have a little something, but it's makeup.
All right.
It's a beauty enhancer. So honestly, a filter to me is just another beauty enhancer.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can look at it as, oh, I'm just taking a picture with this filter because I like how this look on my face.
Yeah.
That's how I like it and looks good on me, to me. So I don't really care what others are saying. But then there is some people out there who do use these filters to hide up certain blemishes or hide up certain things that they don't want outsiders to see, or hide their certain insecurities. But that's them. So I feel like, back to you saying how they may look 3 shades lighter or 3 shades darker.
Just what I see. Just what I see.
While that may be true, if you see them on the inside, it's about what's in the heart.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
I think filters are fun. So
Yeah.
And
I
I
don't see a
think
problem.
filters are fun too. Here's where the issue comes in is when you're no longer using those filters as a type of fun, but you're using those filters as a way to alter your appearance because you want that validation. You want someone to tell you that you look pretty. You want someone to tell you that you look beautiful. You're already beautiful.
And while that may be true,
You're already pretty.
what if they don't?
So
believe
what is
that
your
on the
motive?
inside?
If your motive is all about fun,
Mhm.
I can understand that. But if your motive is something else, you don't see that being problematic?
Now, yes, that is where the problem comes in. If your motive is onto something else, or once again, validation to say, oh, she looks nice, even though under that filter you may not look so nice, you have to know when you have.
When to turn it off.
There you go.
When do you turn it off?
You have to know that within yourself. You know your boundaries, and you know, okay, say if I post this one picture with this filter, okay, I'm just doing it for fun, but I go back and post the next picture with the same filter. Now, us younger kids, we call it catfishing.
Okay.
So
Did y'all get that word on tonight? Come on, adults, write it down. We trying to help you on tonight. It's called what? Catfishing. Go ahead.
I want to talk about that.
Right.
All right.
So it honestly depends on you and your own motive. Now, I'm not for getting validation from others, because you should know within yourself, or even if you didn't have that person to instill that in you and let you know, okay, you are beautiful and this is the way God made you. Because my mother would let me know that every day when I would go to school. This is the way God made you. And if they don't like it, tell them, take that up with God.
You got to take it up with him.
So you have to love yourself first.
Absolutely.
There you go. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you have, Sheree?
She touched on
She touched us so much.
so much with this
Right.
catfishing thing.
Yeah.
I think the answer depends on what you're trying to accomplish.
Yes.
I like to try to connect people with people, matchmaker.
Okay.
And so now if you put in this filtered picture, you send it me so I can
Come
send.
on.
Christian dating is kind of common nowadays,
Yeah.
online
Help
dating.
somebody tonight.
You might want to, rethink that sin that you are committing.
Like
Actually,
I said,
sin.
it's about the heart.
Because-
Sister
no,
Sheree. It is about the heart.
Take a picture of your heart. I don't know. But if you're going for a job interview or something that requires a photo, I mean, it just yes, it can be fun, but I also think it depends on what you're trying to accomplish what you
Yeah.
want to be mindful of when you use all these filters.
Question you need to ask yourself. I know this is for the youth on tonight, and I know we're talking, but some of you adults, ask yourself that question. What you have, Shirley? Sister Shirley.
It's just an enhancement.
All right.
Like she said.
Shirley said it is just an enhancement.
You just
Like
have
makeup.
to learn to turn it off. I mean, you want to portray yourself as looking, like this person or enhance your beauty. Sometimes you don't have your makeup palette with you, and you just want to just use the filter. But then if you're on Christian Mingle, you might want to not use the filter as much and just use your makeup, or just don't use anything at all.
Enhance
But
your natural beauty.
enhance your natural beauty. That's what we need to do.
All right.
A digital makeup.
A digital
Digital
makeup
makeup,
is right.
I use it.
Okay. Go past anything from you
Well,
tonight?
Just quickly, I just don't think it should be aware that it should not get into your headspace,
Right.
because that's going to be the problem. Once it starts getting into your headspace,
That's
and
good.
then you feel like, well, this is really who I really want to look like, or and then that could be an issue.
But reality is
But-
set in, because you have to go out into the real world,
Exactly.
and they're gonna see what you actually look like. So it turns off on its own. So-
It
Right,
does.
but-
Like it or
It
not.
does, and I
Right,
think that's why
right.
she's saying you
Yeah.
need to be careful when you're
Yeah.
trying to seek that validation of an
Yeah.
image
That
that's not really you.
Yeah,
exactly.
because
Exactly.
now it's going to become what? So you trying to turn it off. Now it's so deep that now I start to feel some kind of way. I start feeling sad. I start getting these all different kind of emotions start happening. So that's why I said, when you get into your headspace, 'cause it's going to affect you eventually. Not such on the outward, but on the inside, it will affect you. All right, I'm going to hear what Brother Kamari has to say.
All you gotta do is just learn to turn it off.
Okay.
When you use it too much, it's a problem. Just learn to turn it off.
Plain
Right.
and
So
simple.
you
Child should
heard
lead
it,
the way.
yeah. You heard it from Brother Kamari. You just have to learn how to turn it off sometimes, because potentially be a problem, right?
Yeah.
Anything from you, Adajay?
like what Kamara said, like sometimes you need to just turn it off. You might get in trouble, so just turn it off. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, this is good. Good. This is a good talk. Well, we're gonna just transition from there and The next set of questions I have is for Kamari and Adajay. So in this question, although social media platforms may not be as big of a highlight for young boys as it is for girls, digital gaming such as Fortnite and Minecraft has been shown to cause serious mental health conditions along with other negative effects. All right? So my question to you, Kamari, because I'm sure you are acquainted with Fortnite, right?
Well, I used to, but then I
Oh,
stopped.
you used to? Okay, well, what about Minecraft?
Yeah, I still play.
Like, okay, all right, cool. So this question is for you. What are your feelings about playing video games online?
Well, online you just get a lot of things. So you gotta watch who you play with.
Okay.
When you play.
That's good. And what is the latest you stayed up playing video games?
Probably 12:30.
12:30. Okay. Not bad, right? That's 12:30
Yeah.
on the weekend, right?
I was about to say, is that 12:30 on a weekday? Okay, weekends.
Weekends. Okay. All right. And have you ever played against any adults or strangers?
No.
No. Okay. Is that through mom monitoring? No, you just know not to.
Yeah.
All right. And what about you, Adajay? What are your feelings about video games online?
Well, only play, just play, just play with your friends who you know, and play with your brothers, cousins, and sisters, and don't play with strangers. You will get in trouble, and your
It's like
phone
you know all about
and
getting
your
in
phone
trouble.
will be confiscated, and your
Uh-huh.
phone will take away, and your mom have to figure out how to block him.
Listen, if Adajay's mother is listening on tonight, job well done. I mean, he ran through it. He's like, listen, you don't want to do this. You're going to get your phone taken away. I mean, he just went through the entire list. Good job, Adajay. So tell me, what's the latest time that you stayed up playing games?
Like, I still playing games at like 9 o'clock. Like, my brother, he always play on the games on weekdays. So my mom always have to take away phone. You know, just don't play on weekdays. Play on weekends. All right.
Applause to mom. Yes. And dad. Absolutely. And so you've already let us know, you don't play with strangers, which is great. Or any adults. You know to keep it within the community of other young people, which is great. So just going back to when I first introduced this question, it speaks about how when you do play these games, though, that it does cause serious mental conditions. Cherie, you are in the healthcare field. Fill us in on tonight. Educate us.
Okay, so first, I come in. I think we did a great job picking two wonderful youth to speak on this topic.
Lily of the Valley Youth Department.
And kudos to their parents.
Yes, absolutely.
Who are raising them and the caregivers in their lives. But on the contrary, there are not a lot of youths that are monitored, censored in this same path. And so, I mean, you're a parent of two. Sister Shirley's a parent and grandparent. I think it's easy, right? If we be real, to stick that kid in front of a gaming system or on their phone and to be self-entertained or leave me alone for these 10 minutes that I have to de-stress from my days full of work.
Right.
Yeah. And so, not bashing any parents, because video games has their perks, but they also have their negatives as well. So I just wanted, not to bore you, highlight, yes, it's a lot of research, a lot of science studies that has been done that speaks about video games and the suppressing of the brain. So in our brain, we have, very quickly last week we talked about like dopamine surge for why a lot of teens enjoy or seek the likes from people. So with video games for our, I would say, boys and teens, there's the limbic system. It's a part of our brain. If you split the brain in half and you put it under an image, or not even, you go for MRI and you look at the brain of a person that does excessively video game, you will see that there's called the negative emotional circuits within our brain will become suppressed. And you're like, well, what does that mean? So it simply means the way, okay, a lot of, at least I can speak in my home, being raised with brothers and being married, boys and teens and males tend to avoid certain maybe conversations or tasks and chores and run to a video game, because a video game is a way of escape. A video game is, I am suppressing this task, this person I gotta talk to, whether it's my parents or whatever, because it's entertaining. And so when we suppress that portion of our brain, that portion of our brain is also connected to the way we learn. So when we touch something that's hot, right?
Yeah.
We know not to touch it again because of that failure, that negative impact. The way we learn, besides being taught, we learn through negative occurrences. You make a mistake on your job and you're reprimanded, not to do that again. So video games they're connected with your learning circuit. And so I'm suppressing whatever task, chore, conversation, I'm filling myself with entertainment so that it feels good. It's a way of escape, but it's also disabling the way I learn. Wow. So that's how you have these boys or these males that tend to feel stuck. Wow. And they have these mental conditions because our learning circuit leads to behavior change. And if we can't change our behavior,
I hope y'all listening tonight.
You know what you're supposed to do, but you just can't seem to do it. And that could be in anything else, just your way of living life itself. So you're turning off that most important part of your brain function that causes you to change your behavior. And the end of result, you end up feeling frustrated. Another example, alcoholics. Let me bring it a little bit more to light.
Yeah.
Alcoholics drown their pain, right, in alcohol. They suppress, they shut down the negative emotions that I'm feeling, that I'm dealing with day to day. That creates a feeling of relief, a feeling of escape. And so with being, escaped, it's good for the moment, it's entertaining, or the video game portion is entertaining. The alcoholism is, I get to sleep, rest, take my mind. I don't have those same feelings, but I'm stuck. And so they're viewed as lazy or dumb or whatever it may be. In actuality, video gamers have a 20% higher IQ than the average person. It's not that they don't know or they're not smart. It's just that they're stuck because that part of my brain has been suppressed for so long.
Y'all better catch this tonight.
So parents, beyond the fact that I didn't even touch about, they say they don't play with any strangers, online, but there are many people that do play with strangers. Beyond the fact that there's predators out there, their way of communicating with people that they don't know, it's emotional development, just physical development, learning disabilities. They can't focus in school because that part of the brain is used to being so hyper aroused by that Minecraft or Fortnite or Grand Theft Auto. So when it comes down to a lecture or the teacher teaching, I can't focus because I'm so used to, my brain is so used to being this hyper arousal state. Those are some negative sides of gaming from a medical standpoint.
Yeah. And like you said, that's the reason also for some of those behavioral issues. What do we call it? ADD.
Oh yeah, ADHD and
ADHD,
ADD,
thank
attention
you.
deficit disorder,
Yes.
hyperactivity. Yeah, and they
Wow.
fill them with these meds
These
that they need to go to school with, but some of it's just behavioral, and one may ask the question, well, how do we know? When it's just, I need Johnny to sit down and give me 30 minutes.
Wow.
Versus they're addicted to this gaming system, and it's the same way as any other addiction. Is that all they live for? Do they stay up super late hours of the night? Do you see it, downfall in their academic skills? Are they not doing their tasks and chores, but are interested, or they feel this depression when they're not able to play their games, or this sadness? There's signs that you can look for, and the brain is so amazing because it changes, and these are all things that can be changed through just behavior. Though it's not like it's permanent damage to the brain.
Right. No,
they're
Sister Cherie,
changeable.
you broke that down so well. I mean, I hope this was helpful to someone on tonight. It's a time for everything. There's a time you need to step back. No, not this week, maybe next week. And don't be afraid to say it.
Yeah.
I mean, because what you've just explained here to the audience, that could be a reason while Sam and Johnny, like you said, are acting out or just not grasping that schoolwork.
I can't keep a job,
Or
I mean,
yes.
yes, for our older
Right, for the older one.
men.
I got you. I know
But
where you was
yes,
going.
take it back
Wow.
to Johnny before he become Mr. John.
Anything from our panel?
Well, Cherie said
Oh.
All right, this brother Kamari.
when
Come
you
on, brother
get
Kamari.
when you play the game, you get frustrated, and then after you get frustrated, you start getting stressed, and you be how I'm going to beat the game, how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to do that, because stress kills a lot of people. So when you get frustrated, you gotta watch it. So don't get too. Keep cool.
Kamari, you
Okay.
sound like you've
I
been
know.
here before.
Right. Well, let me ask you, Kamari. So, which or Adijay, which game do you think is more challenging? Is it the Fortnite, or the Minecraft? I hear each of you individual. Go ahead.
Well, I can tell you about the information about Minecraft and Fortnite. So, Fortnite is shooting. Yep, shooting. They just have a season pass. They have building structures. They have houses, and if you beat the game, you win first victory. Now time to pass it on to Minecraft Kamari.
Okay, so Minecraft is more challenging for you.
No, Fortnite.
Fortnite's more challenging for you. Okay, and you broke that down. All right, brother Kamari. Minecraft, and why is that?
Well, you gotta survive. It's more of a real life situation.
It's
You
more.
gotta build houses and
Oh, okay. Oh,
gotta survive.
okay. All right. Well, you heard it. All right, Minister.
I think Sister Cherie has a question she wants to pose to the audience.
I guess, because I don't want to seem like we're just here to bash parents either, as we speak on the influences, but maybe for some parents that's out there, what is it? Is there something what do you do or would suggest maybe to another parent that says, but it's just so much easier to have them play this video game? It's so much easier, even in church. I mean, I know a lot of ministries don't have children's church or youth ministry. So the headphones and the video games is our go-to. What else do you think, or maybe you have done, that you think could be a healthy outlet or form of entertainment maybe for the next parent?
Yeah, please. We solicit your responses. Type it in the chat. But Shirley, go ahead.
I think I'm just gonna go with one. Sometimes you, like, if you had a long day at work, you kind of just want them to, give you just a little bit of space just for that moment, But then you can still interact with them. But I think it's more so on just having that moment to yourself. Okay, I just need a couple of minutes. I just need 5-10 minutes, just to 5 minutes to 30 minutes to an hour. You just need that you just want them to just have that moment with their phone or whatever their entertainment is, and you just be on your own and just rethink some things. You kind of grasping what happened at work, and you're just trying to take a breather. It's just, you just need that peace of mind just for that little moment. But at the same time, once you've come back to reality, hey, let me get my child, let me ask them how was their day, and we can, interact and talk and, have that one-on-one, But sometimes I think it's just peace of mind.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right. Well, we are coming down to the end. The last piece of this, we want to share with you a video. So for those who are hopping back and forth, come on back to the room. Come on back to the chat. We want to show you this, and let's see if we can get some responses going. Sit back and watch this video. Let me know what you think tonight.
Florida Teachers Unions sending out a warning about a new TikTok challenge that targets teachers. The social media platform is already being blamed for students damaging bathrooms for something called devious likes.
And now we're learning there are new destructive challenges being proposed for months to come. Local 10's Ian Margle is live with what parents need to know. Ian.
So there is a list already written out. It goes month by month, telling kids what to do and film it, then put it on TikTok. It is a very concerning trend for school districts here in South Florida, and they are sending out a warning to parents tonight. New TikTok challenges encouraging kids to wreak havoc in schools are going viral, and South Florida schools leaders want it to stop.
Not only are our camera systems recording these events, but students themselves are recording it and doing it and posting the criminal act online for everyone to see.
This list of monthly challenges is floating around social media right now. September's was the Devious Licks Challenge, where students vandalized school bathrooms and hallways and even stole from teachers. Starting in October, though, a new, even more disturbing challenge is supposed to start: slapping or hitting a school staff member.
It is not acceptable that they think it's funny or cute or it's a challenge to go out and destroy and now to hurt.
All right, Saints. So you saw what the news reported. I don't see anything in the chat. Talk to me. Because when I watched that, I said, help me, Jesus. When the young lady slapped that teacher, I said, help me, Jesus, because it's not going on. I would probably be in an orange jumpsuit because it's not going to go down like that at my house. No. But give me your thoughts. Tell me what you think. Iman, are you aware of this challenge that is going on, this vandalism of school property? And y'all got a whole calendar out. And the reason why I say y'all, because this is Generation Z.
Yeah.
Or that pool.
Mm-hmm.
Gen Z.
Gen Z.
Y'all have a whole calendar out of challenges. I'm telling you on tonight, you're going to buck up on the wrong one.
Oh, yeah.
But nevertheless, that's not what the Bible class is about tonight, but I'm telling you. You're going to come up on the wrong one.
Yeah.
But did you know this?
I was not aware of
You
this.
weren't aware.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Stop.
come on now.
I
You,
promise you I wasn't.
so you're not on TikTok.
I am on TikTok, but I didn't see that.
You didn't see this? Man, I'm bringing something new to you tonight. What about you, Brother Kamari? Did you see this on TikTok?
No.
Oh my God.
All the saved children said no, because they know. They know on tonight. Don't let these saved kids fool you. Adaje, did you know anything about this on TikTok?
No.
I forgot, Adaje. You said you ain't got no type of social media. You said you don't have any type of social media.
No.
Well, to our listeners on tonight, are you aware of what's going on with TikTok? I mean, these children have an entire calendar with all the events and the challenges that they want to do. So I'm just so baffled on tonight. I'm like, where is this going? What are we doing? And then the young lady who went right up to the teacher, I mean, she just smacked her right in her head. Shirley, what you got to say about this?
Nothing. I dare not say nothing.
You have nothing. She says, I'm going to hold my peace on this. What about you, Sister Cherie?
I was having this conversation at home, and the comment was said, this is no different than when we were in school. Why are you guys making it seem like, it's so surprising now that it's no different? And, I had to think for a moment. I've been to all types of schools. I should say blessed to be in all types of schools. And one school, Thomas Jefferson, I went to for just a short while. Yes, the teachers did teach behind plexiglasses. I mean, now that's the thing because of COVID in some schools. But then you did have just some rude, bad kids.
Yes.
Right? But my rebuttal to that comment was social media, I think, has definitely taken it, magnified our peer influences.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, when we were children, we played pranks, right? I mean, well, not in Bishop Sattler house, but children played pranks on their teachers all the time. But with this social media, you hit it right on the nail. It has been magnified. I mean, you do little things. Maybe you may make a little fart noise underneath your arms and say, well, who did that? I mean, it was simple things. This young lady went up to this teacher and just smacked her in her head. I couldn't believe it. I had to play it again. I was like, Lord, no, Jesus.
No, I mean, well, you went to a different middle school, but yes, they did fart noises, but I went to a middle school where they threw textbooks too, at teachers. But yes, there was somewhat of sense of innocence, and usually that wasn't the whole school, our majority of the class. It was usually just like that one or two, kids. But what was I going to say? The impact now it's international. And I mean, you see these in Australia and Asia, nothing, against Asians. I have a sister-in-law that's Asian, a demographic, but very highly respectable, in their homes and in their countries. They don't play that. But this has been viral. Social media has made it such a global audience now for everyone. It's a 24/7.
We did the simple, throwing of the toilet paper.
Yeah.
We didn't vandalize the school.
Right.
Hit the teacher. But back then we had paddles, so you dare not hit the teacher.
Oh my goodness. So we're not even going to talk about paddles. I mean, it amazed me how so many parents are, totally against it, but you don't want to discipline your children at home because it starts in the home. All right, it looked like we got, it appears that we got the chat stirred up on tonight. I see the comments going. Sister Diana, let us know what's going on.
We have a few comments. One of the comments states, "Don't touch property that does not belong to you."
Absolutely.
Another comment states, "These are kids who parents are their friends and not parents, and they're not disciplining their children." Another comment states, "My auntie Shirley don't play that. They need to be expelled." Another comment, "Teach your child the right way. So when they go out there and act a fool, the teacher slap them back or on your own. If that teacher don't slap you back, then the law will get you." For the girl who slapped the teacher, if I was that teacher, I would be pressing charges, and there would have been an excessive amount of community service for their
Absolutely,
actions.
yeah.
Yes.
Another comment, "Bring back the paddle and the canes lashing."
Bring back the paddle. Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Facebook. Thank you so much to our audience that is listening on tonight. All of the commentary was very good. So we want to bring light, right? We want to bring hope to what's going on, and we want to hear from our panel. Last words before we get there. Pastor, give us, just enlighten us, bring some hope to our parents on tonight, because just the different things that's going on, and we just showed you with the vandalism and these challenges and just things that's going on. Talk to our parents on tonight.
Wow. Well, quickly, I'll just state that it's a different time that we're in.
It is.
It's much complex, but principle doesn't change. Principle is principle, and we just have to continue to reiterate to our children what's right and what's wrong. The right thing to do at all time. Well, parents, just continue to teach your children and be involved in in what they do. Surround them, explore with them, let them know how much they're loved, and build their self-confidence. It's a different time, and we just have to know that our children, our godly children that we're raising, they're gonna be amongst wolves. They're gonna be amongst other people, and they just have to know the principle that I set, the order that is set for my house, and when they go out, how to conduct themselves and how to behave. So parents, don't let up. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing the right thing. That's it.
That's good. Thank you. What about you, Sister Shirley? Give our parents something on tonight.
Just keep that relationship close with your child.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the line of communication open. If they do have a moment where they, you want to give them that, that space, allow them to have that space, because sometimes if you don't give them that space, it can, it can just do damage at times, because they want to be on their own, they want to be little grown adults, or they just want to watch something that they feel that they need to be watching at that moment or whatever. And they want to have time for themselves,
right.
Much less we have our times for ourselves. So I say just keep the line of communication open and just allow them to have their own little space, but keep them in check.
Sounds good. Sister Cherie?
Well said. I agree. I think, the question was posed on our last session, is it harder to parent today than it was 20 years ago? And I feel bad sometimes for these helpless parents that, just these children have this constant surrounding of peer pressure and need. And I think having conversations, like Shirley said, relationships are formed through conversation, not lectures.
Right.
And I think that's when I talk to a lot of youth, children, young people, it turns, sometimes the conversation is started, and how's your day? And then they talk about, you get into this conversation, and then you find that the parents start lecturing. And I know your job is to teach, train, right? But that can also be creatively done in the form of a conversation of sharing, one another's thoughts and maybe the whys, and not necessarily always the directives as to, do this or do that. But, tell me, what do you think about this? I mean, you don't even have soap to wash your hands in the bathroom, so then they can have conversations with their friends or their peers and classmates. So at the end of the day, again, yes, building relationships, but those conversations, and just parents check in that your conversations aren't always turning into a lecture or for finger pointing.
All right, thank you. And to our guest panel on tonight, I'll start with you, Kamari. What would you say to your peers? What would you say to the young men your age, or young boys your age, I should say, out there in regards to all that we've spoken about tonight?
Don't do any of it. Don't do any of it.
Don't do anything.
You
First
said
off,
don't
you
do
shouldn't
any of it.
vandalize anything. That's school property. And
Yeah.
then slapping the teacher, I can't even. Because when you private school, you can't do that. Because you'll be in trouble with that. So.
You heard it from Kamari's corner. Don't do any of it. What about you, Adajay? What would you say to your peers on tonight?
Well, after watching that video, it kind of get like it shocked me when a little girl slapped a teacher. You know how that teacher can press charges on you, and you can go to jail for that, and you could get expelled or get detention. So kids all around the world who watching right now, do not do it. Warning.
Well said. Well said. And last but certainly not least, Iman, what would you say to your age group on tonight in regards to all that we discussed tonight?
Well, I would say self-love is the best love. Don't do anything where it's not of you, or don't do anything where isn't right, or do anything that you're not supposed to do. Just love yourself, keep on a straight head, and just go with the flow. Don't follow others. Yes.
Okay. Good advice. Good advice. I think we have some comments as we're wrapping this up.
We have a few comments. One comment, I believe we as parents have to keep our children in the Word and teach them the Word. Keep them in our prayer, understand them, communicate with them, spend more time with them. Yes, they see these things, they hear these things, but they will think twice before engaging in these things.
Mm-hmm.
Another comment, they should close all the bathrooms and let the students blank on themselves.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my. To that parent.
Okay.
Well, we definitely thank you guys for joining us on tonight. My last few words on tonight before we take up our offering. I was reading a daily devotion, and I just want to give you a snippet of what I was reading. And it says, we rush to get every new upgrade available for our computers and phone. We spend money, wait in lines, do whatever it takes to have the newest and the best. We are very aggressive about having the best equipment available. But are we as aggressive about having the upgrade life Jesus offers us? The Bible says that the path of the righteous gets brighter and brighter every day. This means God is always drawing us towards better and better things. He continually offers upgrades. And we should be determined to have each one of them. Living the best life God has for you will require some effort on your part. And the reason why I read that on tonight, because as we talk about social media, when we talk about validation, when we talk about these things that arouse us, if we, as the commenter said, if we pray for our children, we steer them in the right direction and tell them that they need more of God, that He's the only one that can make you greater. This validation that you're looking for, it means nothing. It means nothing. What means or what stands or what you want to be meaningful is how the Lord views you. And I think if we take that also as adults and impart that into our children, I believe that we will see a difference. Now, it does say that it doesn't take away from you going through things. It doesn't take away from you having to overcome obstacles, and part of it, frankly, is just about life. You growing, in life. But if you set those foundations and teach your child that there is greater in God and only He is the one who can give you that, I think at some point in time it'll start to manifest. As you can see, these are our church children, okay? And they could be on camera giving you what you want to hear, but I don't believe that was the case on tonight. I believe that they were genuinely giving their authentic answer because I believe it is what was instilled in them. So parents, continue. Don't stop. Don't let up. There's a huge issue that's going on right now. Don't give your children to the world. Yeah. Amen? Amen. All right. We're going to take up our offering on tonight. We are back. Thank you so much for tuning in on tonight. Thank you for making this an interactive discussion. We certainly appreciate you. We appreciate all the members of the Valley, and even, those who partner with us, and, just you coming into the chat, tuning in with us. We really appreciate that. We hope that you are getting some good learning and insight out of our Bible studies on Thursday nights. We sure do appreciate you being with us. We are back here in the sanctuary and virtually on Sunday at 9 a.m. Don't hesitate to tune in with us on Sunday morning. We would love to have you in our services. And again, we thank you so much for being with us on tonight. Thank you, panel, for coming back. Really appreciate you guys. I appreciate your opinion and just being open and honest with us on tonight. I believe this is what the kingdom needs. And even those who will go back and view this segment, this is what we need in this day and time. So may the Lord go with you and keep you until we meet again. Thank you so much.
You're a man of your word, yeah. Here we go. This is what it says. All things are possible when we believe. Old chains are breakable when we receive your way. You keep your promises. If you said it,